Hello everybody, Assalamu alaikum. This is me, your IGCSE Human Biology tutor from Elevare, Faria Mubashira Rahman, and today I would be discussing on a question paper of June 2019 sample assessment paper 1. Alright, so let's begin. Starting with question number 1. Question number 1 says that dementia is a term used to describe a set of symptoms linked to different diseases of the brain. Use information from the box to complete the passage about dementia. So when we see dementia here in the question, it clearly means that this question is linking to the coordination of brain and the mental illnesses. So there are basically three mental illnesses that we have studied in our IGCSE syllabus that relate to the focusing of the brain, the memory, and the movement. They are Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and vascular dementia. All right. So let's read this question. It says that one disease associated with dementia is dash. It is the most common in the people over the age of dash. And vascular dementia is another type of dementia. Okay. So when they have said that vascular dementia is another type of dementia that can be caused by dash, so since they have said vascular dementia is another type, it means that this dementia is related with the vascular dementia. If it is related with the vascular dementia, then the answer must be Alzheimer's. Okay. So why Alzheimer's? Alzheimer's because both the vascular dementia and Alzheimer's are very closely related. They have similar symptoms and signs, and these two are both responsible for the loss of memory and the loss of ability to think normally. All right. So hence, this disease of the dementia, the name is related with vascular dementia. Hence, it must be Alzheimer's. And there arises a question: why not Parkinson's? Parkinson's disease is basically responsible for the disorder of movement. Hence, it is not related with direct memory loss of the brain, which is like vascular dementia and Alzheimer's. Hence, it cannot be Parkinson's, and the answer must be Alzheimer's. So let's solve this question. Okay, so here I have written this solve. It says that one disease associated with dementia is Alzheimer's. It is most common in people over the age of 65. I already explained why Alzheimer's and 65 because people normally being affected by Alzheimer's are near the age of 65, at the age of 65 or around or above the age of 65. So hence 65 should be here. And vascular dementia is another type of dementia that can be caused by stroke. Why stroke? Because stroke is basically meaning that there is a blockage of the normal blood flow to the brain. Hence, when there is not, when a part of the brain is not receiving blood properly, it means that it is lacking of the nutrients and oxygen that is to be supplied to it to perform its functions properly. Since this is not happening, that part of the brain is lacking from its necessary elements, and hence that part of the brain is not able to function properly, and hence leading to a shutdown of that part, which can lead to diseases such as vascular dementia or Alzheimer's. All right. So the symptoms shown in people affected by vascular dementia include forgetfulness and confusion. All right. These two are very common symptoms of Alzheimer's and vascular dementia. And why? Because these both relate with the loss of memory and the loss of ability to think normally. All right. This question is basically a very good question for scoring clear marks because anyone who has read the textbook properly will not lose a mark. All the answers of these questions are directly picked up from the book's context. Hence, this is a very easy mark scorer and a very important point for the students to remember that such easy questions are not to be missed. All right. So let's move to part B. Part B says that diagram shows the number of people with dementia in some parts of UK. So they have provided here a map showing basically the distribution of people with dementia. So they have mentioned England, Scotland, Nether Island, Northern Islands, sorry, and Wales. All right. So the highest population of people with dementia is in England, and the next is Scotland, then Wales, and then Ireland. Okay. So let's move to part B, part 1. It says that describe the distribution of dementia in the UK. Use the diagram to help you with your answer. So they have asked us to take reference of the diagram. As you can see in the diagram, I have said earlier that England has the highest and Northern Ireland is having the lowest number of people with dementia. Scotland is the second highest. Since this is a two-marker question, we will stay right up to the mark, okay, and be specific because it is very important that we answer up to the mark. Okay, according to the mark. So let's answer this question. As you can see, I have answered this question. It says that the greatest number of people with dementia is in England and the lowest number of people with dementia is in Northern Ireland. Alright, this is a two marker. I said that we must be careful with the specific answers and the marks of the questions. So the first mark is for the greatest number. The second mark is for the lowest, which is in the Northern Ireland. Okay, so next question, part 2. It says that the total number of people with dementia is 8 lakh and the ratio of males to males is 3 is to 2. And calculate the number of males with dementia in the UK. Okay, so they have given us the total number and the ratio of females to males and asked us to find the males. So it is an easy one. Let's solve it. So here I have taken the entire total number and multiplied it with 2, which is the ratio of the males, and divided by 5, which is the sum of the total ratio. 3 plus 2, which is 5. And the answer comes is 3,20,000. Okay, so it means that the number of males with dementia in UK is 3,20,000. Let's write this down. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. This is the last part of question number 1. Part 3, it says that the number of cases with dementia is predicted to double by 2050. So it is doubling, which means that it is increasing. This means that more people are being affected, hence it is increasing. It means that more people have their brain function work less efficiently, which means that the brain are not properly working. Hence, this can be a result of probably different lifestyles, unhealthy lifestyles that lead to brain diseases, and hence, since the brain are not able to perform accordingly, usually, hence, they are facing these type of diseases. All right, so let's answer this question. I have listed here 2 points. Number 1, people might be affected by lifestyle habits such as smoking. I have mentioned here smoking. You could also write maybe people affected by having unhealthy food which contain too much cholesterol. This means that there is a lack of blood flow to the brain and which can lead to having stroke, and so people are more prone to such diseases. All right. So if people are smoking, it means that oxygen supply is less to the brain. Hence, that part of the brain which is receiving this less supply is not being able to work properly. And maybe this is why the brain is having a disruption of its normal functioning and hence leading to strokes and making the people more prone to such diseases. All right. So we have reached the end. Let's move on to the next question.